Welcome everyone to my review of Boom Studios Mega Man Fully Charged Issue 5. If you're joining me for the first time, chances are you're new here. In which case, welcome, and hope you're having a good time here. I'd recommend watching my previous Fully Charged reviews before continuing with this video. For everyone else, things are heating up for the Light family. But before we get into it, let's recap the previous issue and spoilers from this point forward. Mega Man faced off against Skullman and his army with the help of Rush, his sister Suna, who took on the mantle of Zero to fight, and later Dr. Light himself in his Hard Age power mech. They eventually defeated the army, and Skullman self-destructs in a last-ditch effort to take out the family. But they survived. Unfortunately, it was only the beginning of their trouble. During all this, we learn that Wily is in fact the villain of the story. He either built Skullman or allied with him. Given what is about to be revealed soon, as well as throughout issue 5, my bet is on the former situation. Either way, he's taking advantage of the situation, just as he took advantage of Namagem, aka Diney. Despite having a buster to the face, Wily managed to convince the rogue robot that he should lead robotkind, and was allowed to do some modifications, resulting in a newly upgraded Namagem arriving at the end, ready to challenge the Light family. Light tries to end the fight before it starts. He doesn't want his children to suffer for what he did in the past. Namagem won't hear of it, and gets him out of the way by wrecking the power armor. Thankfully, he didn't kill Light. He might have, if not for Mega Man, Rush, and Suna. And so the battle begins. In this 3-on-1 fight, Namagem has the advantage. First, he has every intention on killing, so he's not holding back. And second, when one of the trio takes the lead, they get quickly taken out in a way that causes one of the other two to help them. For example, when Rush rams Namagem, he throws the robot dog into a burning building. Mega Man follows, and Namagem collapses the building with both inside. When Suna confronts Namagem, he asks, why is she fighting for Mega Man? He's not even her blood. Suna says family is not about blood. You love family because you choose to. And hating someone is easier than being alone. That last line made Namagem mad enough to break Suna's helmet and take her out. Mega Man and Rush escape thanks to Iceman's power. Rush goes to Suna's aid, while Mega Man and Namagem finally have their one-on-one duel. A lot of it takes place on the rooftops as Mega Man switches between powers, thanks to Mega Mini, in order to counter Namagem's upgrades. All while Namagem keeps spouting that Mega Man stole his life, that he wished Sergeant Knight stole him instead. I get that you're upset, Diney, but if Knight stole Aki instead of you, your roles would have been reversed right now. Just saying. Namagem forces Mega Man back to the streets, where Light tries once more to get through his rogue son. Nice try, Light, but Namagem has gone too far off the deep end. For instance, like Skullman before, he stabs Mega Man's head in order to screw with his mind. However, as Light points out, the two have the same programming, and the action causes a memory feedback on the both of them. In other words, it's time for more memory flashbacks. We see them both in happier times post-Hard Age. Then there's the tragedy of Sergeant Knight kidnapping and abusing Diney, and Aki and Light's reaction to said kidnapping. And finally, the end of the Fully Charged animated series, where the Light family hopes Namagem will be okay. Yeah. Mega Man takes this latest memory flash in stride. He is used to them by now. Namagem, though, cannot fathom having a peaceful past with his brother. Any attempt to reason with him is out the window at this point. Light talks Mega Man into retreating while he, Suna, and Rush distract Namagem. Mega Man takes off at first, but soon changes his mind. He's determined to talk sense into his brother. The only way to get through to him is by showing strength. So Mega Man has Mega Mini activate all of his schematics like in the final battle with Lord Obsidian. Issue 5 ends with Mega Man, fully charged, ready to settle this family feud. You know that timeline of events I made in the issue 4 review? Well, you can rip that up and throw it in the trash. Thanks to this issue's memory flash, we have a much better idea of Aki and Diney's history. So here's the revised version of events. Get comfortable, everyone. The Hard Age happens between humans and robot masters, and Dr. Light builds two super fighting robots to fight for the humans. Near the end, a battle-weary Light comes to regret his actions and wants to dedicate the remainder of his life to peace between humans and robots. The major step towards this declaration is to transform his robot creations, which he started to regard as his sons, into his sons by the end of the Hard Age. The memory flash Aki experienced at the end of the animated series is Light de-weaponizing them. Light did say he wanted the two to have a fresh start. Things were good for a while between Light, Aki, and Daini, but there were those that envy Light's handiwork. First, there's Dr. Wily. Oh, we'll get to him next time. Then there's fellow Hard Age veteran Sergeant Knight, who somehow stole Daini and abused him into becoming Namagem. I assume what came next is Light erasing Aki's memory of Daini and of his Megaman form, and then afterwards, the events of the series started. There are some unanswered questions like, where does Suna fit into all of this? Where did Mega Mini come from? Did Daini have his own Mega Mini, or was the idea conceived after the kidnapping? And when did Aki discover his Mega Man powers? That stuff, to jump ahead a bit, will remain unanswered for the time being, though it might have been answered in the show and I might have glossed over it. Again, I didn't watch the entire series, only the stuff that's relevant to the comics. If you've noticed in the Hard Age flashbacks, Daini has a scar over his left eye, like he does in the present. It might have been something the artist did, but I think, besides some foreshadowing, the scar represents a lack of focus and vision. Daini was Light's weapon during the Hard Age, and Light's experience has made him see things in a muddier kind of way. Thus, when he's focused on promoting peace between humans and robots, his sight became clear. Best exemplified by repairing and remaking his creations into his actual children. After Daini was kidnapped by Knight, he was given a new scar in the same area. Admittedly, that could be a coincidence. Now, if the mark messed up Daini's vision, as indicated by the different colored eye, it's now a visual metaphor for his present state. He cannot see things clearly, and I'm not just talking about literally. To him, his life is now unfocused. He wants a clear direction, and he's vulnerable. Wily took advantage of Daini's current state to upgrade him, and made the suggestion that he could be the new leader of the robots. This idea has blinded him to the fact that the Light family is trying to help him see reason. Seeing visions of his happier past life did not help the situation. He will ignore the truth, even if it's present and clear-cut. That's what ultimately makes Daini a tragic character. His abuse by Knight makes him envious of Aki's situation. And as I stated earlier, their roles would have been reversed if Knight took Aki instead. But there's no sense in speculating what could have been. Still, he has some sort of vision in that he wanted his brother to join him in going rogue. And I suspect the head stabbing was his way of literally changing his mind before the memory flash happened. So deep down, he does care for Aki in his own bizarre and twisted way. The issue continues the sins of the father angle the miniseries established, and it really emphasizes the idea of family. While it's an old cliche at this point, the idea of family being more than blood works because it resonates with many people both in and out of universe. It's a sense of bonding and connection with one another. It's a shame Daini cannot connect with the Light family, unless he intends to cause harm. This intense family argument will conclude in the final issue of the miniseries, as another player joins the fray. Gee, I wonder who that could be. Anyway, I'll see you then. I find it odd that, despite Daini forecasting about the same offer Mega Man got, Mega Man doesn't put two and two together regarding Wily's involvement in this new robot conflict. I guess he's too busy avoiding being ripped to shreds by his estranged brother.